Many of us will start tomorrow in the 20s. We'll have that forecast coming up. WMBD News at 5 starts now.
First, tonight ahead of the election, some central Illinois voters say they've seen disinformation on social media almost every day. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Brumfield. Treasurer Roberts investigates why people in the Black and Latinx community are being targeted more frequently with fake info. Treasurer.
Rebecca, a social media expert, tells WMBD as we move further into the digital age, it's easier to project false information. It's come in handy for people whose main goal this election is to suppress and intimidate voters. Election information filling voters' social feeds across the country, but don't believe everything you read.
It's deliberate misinformations or alternative news or alternative facts to empirically proven statistics.
According to Brennan Center for Justice, bad actors, both foreign and domestic, are attempting to stop certain groups of people from voting by spreading false information.
They wanted to directly target those people to depress and suppress the vote, to convince people not to vote, because historically, when people of color vote in the United States, they tend to vote for the Democratic Party. And so if they don't vote, that's a net win for the Republican Party. I searched for voters in the central Illinois area who fallen victim to disinformation. Alejandro Perez is a member of the Latinx community. He says he can't scroll through social media without seeing inaccurate info.
Pretty often. It's actually almost sounds like every day.
Perez admits to sharing this post. It shows an email from an account called Official Proud Boys. The text reading they're in possession of a voter's personal information, encouraging them to vote for President Donald Trump or they'll come after them. This both voter intimidation and disinformation. These emails could have been Russian and Iranian interference, an attempt to sow chaos and cause confusion. Now Perez is committed to finding the truth.
I at least always try to make an effort to make sure that the sources of which news articles are pulling from come from institutions that are credible.
Perez even went as far as blocking Facebook users who send him political articles with disinformation. Lafelda Jones says she's seen fake information too.
You just have to sift through all of it to find the truth, but the truth is there.
Jones agrees that it's a targeted approach.
If our voices weren't so important, they would not be doing so much to not let our voices be heard.
A social media expert with Bradley University says voter disinformation is dangerous because it's effective, adding that research shows broad interference and false information in the 2016 election impacted voter turnout. The expert suggests fact-checking everything you read. Rebecca.
All right, Treasurer, thank you. A group of people this morning rallied outside the Peoria County Election Commission office. The group just feet away from the building, holding signs encouraging people to vote yes on the fair tax. The fair tax is an item on the ballot that changes how much Illinoisans pay in taxes. The proposed amendment would change the current flat tax to a graduated income tax. If passed, the amount of taxes people pay will be based on their income.
Our state has been one of the terrible 10 most regressive tax systems under which working people with lesser means pay nearly double what the very wealthiest pay in state and local taxes as a share of income.
Marvin Hightower, one of the speakers you just heard from, says the flat tax isn't fair, especially for low-income people. We asked speakers why they chose to stand right outside the building. The response there within the guidelines and didn't pass out literature. The city of Bloomington is announcing their first Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer. City Manager Tim Gleason has selected Michael Hurt for the position. Hurt was most recently the city's Community Relations Manager, serving as the point of contact for the Americans with Disabilities Act, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and Office of Civil Rights Matters. Mayor Terry Renner today reacting to the appointment, sending a statement that reads, quote, Hurt is an outstanding selection for the position. He is well qualified and has a great sense of empathy for the less fortunate young people in our community. Governor J.B. Pritzker announcing today updated guidelines for athletes in response to the recent COVID-19 surge. This includes school-based sports, travel teams, park district programs, but does not include college sports. The new guidelines put athletics into 3 risk levels: low, medium, or high. That's based on the amount of contact athletes have during play. The updated guidance moves basketball from medium risk to high risk. Wrestling and hockey are also categorized as high risk as well. This means high risk sports can only conduct no contact practices. Bowling, gymnastics, swimming, and diving will be permitted to play during the winter time. To see more details of the new sporting guidelines, visit ciproud.com. 6 students at Eureka High School have tested positive for COVID-19. The superintendent sending an email to parents today saying 79 students are now under quarantine. Because of the large number, quarantining classes will move online starting tomorrow. Students will return back to the classroom in 2 weeks' time on November 11th. Kindergarten through 8th grade will continue attending class in person. And now to a look at COVID-19 numbers reported in our area today. Tri-County health officials announcing 132 new positive cases along with 2 deaths. Woodford County reporting a 90-year-old man and an 80-year-old woman have died because of the virus. McLean County reporting 42 new positive cases in the last 24 hours. The positivity rate there seeing an increase, now sitting at 5.4%. That's up from 4.9% reported yesterday. And statewide, health officials reporting 4,000 new positive cases of the virus, along with 46 deaths. The positivity rate continuing to increase now at 6.4%. A week ago, the positivity rate was at 5.5%. Well, more budget discussions and a possible new tax for Peorians. Both topics Peoria City Council members have on their plate for tonight's meeting. Durante Matthews is live outside of City Hall to break down these topics for us. Durante.
Well, Rebecca, while some may be concerned about ideas for a possible new tax, tonight the City Council is just discussing the plan. Now, City Manager Patrick Urick says the City Council will talk about putting one of 2 questions on the April ballot. The first possibility would ask if citizens would agree on a property tax increase strictly for police and fire safety. The second could be an advisory question to simply gauge the public's support on the issue. Now, Urick says a big reason for the discussion tonight is to find another way to pay for police and fire pensions.
Because we have been spending more and more general fund dollars on public safety pensions, this would provide that support, and it would allow the voters to decide whether or not they would like to see their property taxes increased for supporting police and fire services.
Now, also on the agenda, the allocation of funds for a program to help businesses affected by COVID-19. The City Council will also give more discussion on the 2021 budget during a public hearing. I'll be at the meeting tonight and update you on the council's decisions. But for now, reporting live in downtown Peoria, Durante Matthews, WMBD News.
All right, Durante, thank you. Closed but not quitting. Firefighters say they won't give up the fight to keep stations open despite one engine already being parked by the pandemic. That's Station 4 on Peoria's south side. Fire union leaders say city leaders' decision to shut it down is already costing neighbors time when they call for emergency help. Just 2 weeks ago, the union and city are finding a compromise to keep Station 20 open. It was also on the chopping block. Now union leaders saying they're grateful for that, but no neighborhood should be put in danger.
If you look at the data that we have from down here from last year and the short, 27 days of October, we're already 90 seconds behind where we were trying to get down here to respond to emergencies. Sooner or later, this constant reduction of the fire department is going to have devastating consequences.
The union president hoping city leaders eventually reopen Station 4, and they say they'll continue to fight for the station. Now to a traffic alert for drivers in Peoria. Part of Farmington Road or Illinois Route 8 will be closed starting tomorrow. The closure is over Dry Run Creek, which is between Park Road and Sterling Avenue. IDOT is replacing a bridge beam on Farmington Road and will begin at about 3 p.m. You can still access the businesses along that stretch of roadway.
Low temperatures today, having a hard time warming up. Here's a look at our almanac. We hit highs in the low 40s after lows in the